Most people believe that having a job means having security. A steady paycheck arrives every month, bills get paid, life continues in a predictable rhythm. For many years, this system has been presented as the safest way to live financially. But there is a problem hidden inside that idea. If you only have one source of income, your entire financial life depends on a single stream, and any stream can stop. Think about it for a moment. Companies restructure, industries change, technology replaces roles that once felt permanent, economic downturns appear without warning. Even personal health can suddenly affect the ability to work. Yet millions of people rely on just one paycheck to support everything in their lives. Housing, food, transportation, education, family responsibilities, and long-term plans all rest on one fragile foundation. It is like building an entire house on one thin pillar. As long as that pillar remains strong, everything appears stable. But if something happens to it, the entire structure becomes vulnerable. The wealthy understand this risk very clearly. That is why they rarely depend on a single income source. Instead, they build multiple streams of income over time. Not because they are greedy, because they understand stability. When one stream slows down, another continues flowing. When one opportunity fades, another one grows. This diversification is one of the biggest differences between financial stress and financial resilience. But here is the important part that most people misunderstand. Multiple income streams do not appear overnight. They are built slowly, often starting with something small that grows quietly in the background. At the beginning, the primary job still provides the main income. But instead of relying on it completely, people begin planting additional seeds. Maybe it starts with learning a skill that can generate freelance work, writing, graphic design, coding, consulting, or teaching online. These opportunities often begin with small projects but can expand over time. Maybe it involves investing in assets that generate returns, stocks, funds, or businesses that share profits with their owners. Maybe it begins with building something digital that can scale. An online store, educational content, software tools, or a niche platform that attracts a loyal audience. The specific path can vary widely. What matters is the principle behind it. Income diversification creates flexibility. When a person has only one income stream, every decision becomes constrained. They cannot easily take risks because their entire financial life depends on maintaining that single source. But when additional streams exist, the situation changes dramatically. The pressure decreases, opportunities become easier to explore, and financial independence slowly becomes more realistic. Now here is something fascinating. Many people believe they need large amounts of money to create additional income streams. But that is not always true. Some of the most powerful opportunities in the modern economy require more creativity than capital. Technology has dramatically lowered the barriers to entry for entrepreneurship and investment. A laptop and internet connection can open doors that were impossible only a generation ago. Digital marketplaces allow creators to sell products worldwide. Educational platforms allow individuals to teach knowledge to global audiences. Investment platforms allow people to participate in markets with relatively small starting amounts. The tools exist, but tools alone are not enough. The real challenge is mindset. When someone relies entirely on a job, their thinking often becomes limited to that structure. They focus on promotions, salary increases, and workplace stability. Those things are valuable, but they are not the only path to financial growth. Once someone begins exploring additional income streams, they start thinking differently about money. They begin asking new questions. Instead of asking how to earn more hours, they ask how to create systems that earn without constant effort. Instead of asking how to secure the next paycheck, they ask how to build assets that generate future income. That shift in thinking is extremely powerful, because the modern economy rewards value creation far beyond traditional employment. A single useful digital product can be sold thousands of times. A successful app can reach millions of users. A well-positioned investment can grow for years without daily effort. These opportunities are not guaranteed, but they exist for those willing to learn and experiment. Of course, building additional income streams requires patience. The first attempts may not succeed immediately. A small business might grow slowly. An investment might take years to produce significant returns. But the key is consistency. Each new attempt increases knowledge and experience. Over time, one of those experiments often begins to work. And once it works, something interesting happens. Income begins arriving from more than one direction. At that moment, the entire financial picture begins to change. the job is no longer the only pillar holding everything up. It becomes one part of a broader system, and systems are much stronger than single points of dependency. Another advantage of multiple income streams is that they accelerate wealth building. When income comes from only one source, progress depends entirely on salary growth. But salaries usually increase slowly and predictably. Additional income streams can grow faster because they are not always limited by time. A person can only work a certain number of hours each day, but a business, investment, or digital product can operate continuously. It can reach more people, produce more value, and generate more income without requiring proportional increases in effort. This scalability is one of the reasons many entrepreneurs and investors eventually surpass traditional salary limits. They are not limited by time in the same way. But here is something important to remember. Building multiple income streams does not mean working endlessly. The goal is not to exhaust yourself with side projects. The goal is to build systems that eventually require less direct effort. At the beginning, those systems may demand time and energy, but as they grow, they begin operating more independently.